see that there are 33 participants already, which is great. I'm delighted to be here today and to everyone who are joining from different parts of the country. It's amazing to see so many of you are here at this hour, not for another meeting, but something that's going to enhance your quality of life. And I promise this won't be any of those heavy lecture style sessions. So we're going to keep it really simple, but interactive with a bit of fun involved as well. So I'll be asking some questions, and those are really super easy questions. So don't be bothered about that. But please keep your chat box open so this session can be interactive. Okay? Is that a deal? Yeah? Please feel free to send your reactions so I can see some interactions and engagement throughout the session. I hope that's okay with you all.
I think everybody is ready for.
Okay. All right. Okay then. Take a deep breath because we're going to do something really powerful, guys, here. This will boost your energy right now. I hope you guys are ready. So take a deep breath, raise your right hand, and gently pat yourself on the back. Yes, you can do it. I really mean it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you guys made it here. And this already the first step towards change. So guys, if you are done patting, please show me some emojis or some reactions so I know that you've done that. Okay. All right. Great. With that, we're going to cover this journey in three-phase journey, where we'll start first with identifying what's draining us, why we see and feel life this way, why people are suffering burnout. And basically, what we're going to do here is raise some self-awareness about ourselves. I hope that sounds good. Okay. With that, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. What is your biggest growth blocker? You might want to type in the chat box, whatever comes to your mind. All right, guys, I'm waiting. Just write whatever comes to your mind. I've heard people saying time, boss, team, my husband, my wife. Okay, management, emotions. I love that. Me, myself, interesting. I've heard people saying kids and my in-laws as well. No motivation. All right, I think we've had enough. Okay, fear, very interesting. So today you learn what it is. Here you go. I know it all. You know that voice that pops up when you hear something familiar? Oh, yeah, I know already that. I call that a KIA problem. KIA, know-it-all syndrome. And honestly, this is one of the biggest things that hold us back from growing. Because the truth is, guys, we don't suffer from lack of knowing. We suffer from knowing doing gap. We all know what is good for us, but we just don't do it. That's right. Do you guys want a quick demo on that? I'll prove it right now, right here. So tell me in the chat box. You guys ready to hear? Okay. Then what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Tell me honestly. And please, no brushing, no going to washroom. Okay, drink water. That's interesting. Thanks to God. I love that. Pray to God. Interesting. Morning walk. Praise the Lord. Prayer and meditation. Wow. Very self-aware people here. Drink lemon water. Love that. But most of us are still doing something that no one has written yet. Okay, I'm going to break this news here. Most of us are checking the phone. That's what is being reported by the data, right? And we know it's not idle, but we still do it because we can't help it. So today I want you to do something powerful. Mute that inner expert for next 50 minutes and just show up, not like your know-it-all version, but a version that's curious and that's alive for the next 50 minutes. Is that a deal? Yeah? All right. Great. So guys, let me check how is your energy state. Ask yourself, how's your current energy right now? How are you feeling? Are you feeling tired, overthinking, drained, hopeful, curious, energized? So I just want you to close your eyes for a fraction of seconds, maybe 5, 6 seconds, and think about it at this hour, right there, where you are. How are you feeling? Done? Here's the truth. Wherever you are, whatever you're feeling, it's perfect. Because you can't shift what you don't notice. Now, here's something that we don't talk about enough, guys. Your energy is limited. Your time on planet is limited too. Unfortunately, that's the reality we live in. And when you live life in reaction, which is constantly firefighting, overthinking, or pleasing everyone, that energy, which is limited, that gets wasted into things that drains you up. But when you live in awareness, your energy expands. You channelize your energy into things that energizes you. Yeah? So guys, here's the truth. Today's session is all about getting a little more aware about the energy drains and leaks and learning how we can realign that energy and do things that matters to us. With that, I'd like to take you to some statistics. This is the burnout cost data from the world's leading research organizations reporting 77% burnout in leaders. 68% says they can't switch off. Wow, that's a big number, isn't it? Honestly, you might not even be surprised because this is the energy that we feel around in our office, people changing jobs, questioning careers, feeling stuck, burned out, quietly feeling low every day and pretending that we're all fine. Guys, unfortunately, this has become our new normal, which is a tired one. But here's a quiet truth that I see all the time in my coaching work. Leaders who are brilliant, leaders who are driven, caring, somewhere along the way, they stop feeling alive. And not because they don't care, but because they care way too much. They keep giving, they keep fixing, they keep showing up for everyone, except for themselves. And that's what I call unsustainable care. Guys, we are living in a reaction mode right from the start of the day when we pick up that phone. Constantly doing, constantly pushing ourselves, rarely pausing for any self-care. And the truth is, no one ever taught us how to care sustainably. But my friends there, you're not alone. This is new normal. And this is what I call success trap. You know that feeling when everything looks good on paper? The title, the team, the paycheck, but inside you feel flat. You feel not alive. So it's like you're achieving, but not feeling it. You're appreciated, but you're not feeling that energy within you. Friends, I put my picture here because this was my story for decades. My life looked so right on papers. I was working in my favorite function, human resources with multinational companies, getting promoted, applauded, appreciated, good package, settle in Singapore. Everything was so good on us outside. But it didn't feel right to me. And that's when finally, last year, I decided that's it. And finally took that much needed pause to realign my life that matters to me. Things that energizes me each day, each second, each moment now is so much fulfilling. This shift of pausing and realigning my life changed my life completely. Friends, this is that quiet gap between success and satisfaction that almost kills anyone within. And unfortunately, I see this in so many leaders nowadays. When that happens, success doesn't feel like growth. It feels like pressure. And guys, that's the time. You know, it's time to pause and realign. You know why? Because the wise men said, if you don't evolve, you will dissolve. I repeat that, and I love this line. If you don't evolve, you will dissolve. Are you with me? Can I get some reactions, guys? Are you there? Okay. Have you heard of the ladder paradox? Thank you, Prikana. Thank you. Guys, sometimes success just means realizing that you've been leaning on a wrong wall. You're climbing fast, but maybe not in a direction that actually matters to you. And the cost, that's pretty heavy. Guys, ancient wisdom says that we are light beings. So anything that we feel within, it impacts us emotionally, it impacts us mentally, physically as well. So your heart, your health, that takes a toll. Your relationship takes a hit. And your work feels more like survival, far from fulfilling that we all aspire. I see it a lot every day in my coaching work. People doing everything right, but quietly wondering if it's the right race for me. Making sense so far? Okay, now this slide is honestly one of my favorite slides that changed my life. And if you get this right, it can change your life too. Very simple equation, guys. E plus R is equal to O, where E stands for event, R stands for response, and O stands for outcome. The event, that's not in your control, period. Things happen, people say things, deadlines shift, mishaps happen, and life just hits you so hard right here, right? So that's uncontrollable. But your reaction, that's always a choice. That's the only variable in the equation that can still influence the outcome. Now, you might be wondering who are these two handsome boys. So let me share a very quick story that'll bring this equation to life. There was a father of twin boys who passed when they were 13 years old. So same house, same upbringing, same heartbreak. Years later, one twin was bitter, lost, angry at the world. And when someone asked him one day, how did your life turn out this way? You know what he said? After what happened to my dad, did I even have a chance to be well in life or to do well in life? What else you expect? But the funny part is, the other twin grew up strong, responsible, and was taking care of his family so well. And when this guy was asked the same question, you know what he said? After what happened to my dad, did I have any option other than doing well in life? So you see, same event, two different mindsets, two completely different lives. So that's the power of mindset. Guys, the perspective, the meaning that we give to any event in our life. And that's exactly what Viktor Frankl meant when he said, between stimulus and response lies your freedom. Some of you who doesn't know Viktor Frankl, he was a neurologist, psychiatrist, and Holocaust survivor who wrote this bestseller on Amazon called Man's Search for Meaning, an amazing book. So friends, if Victor could find meaning there, I think we all can find meaning in our lives, daily chaos, be it workspace or our personal space. So remember, going back to the same equation, you can't always choose the event. Most of the time, you can't. But you always can choose your response. And that response is what separates winners from the rest of the world. All right, with that, I bring you to this complex looking slide, which I bet I'm going to make it very simple for you. So here we're going to understand a little bit of neuroscience of why we feel certain way or exhausted or burnout. So think of your brain like a company, where your prefrontal cortex, which is pretty much part here, is the CEO. And as CEO is supposed to be calm, strategic, focused on big picture, he handles decision making, planning, creativity, and emotional control. That's what PFC do. And then there is what you see on the left side is amygdala. We'll call him security guard. You might have heard of this line, fight, flight, and freeze response. Exactly, that's amygdala. The security guard there in our brain. It's part of our limbic brain. It's meant to keep us survive. Always on alert, scanning for any sign of trouble. So guys, the problem here is that only one of them can act at one single moment. They both can't work together. By the way, do you know what is the primary function of brain? The function of the brain is to keep you safe, not successful, and definitely not your growth. Yeah, I see that command and control. Okay. But here's the catch. When your security guard gets active, noticing any threat, the CEO gets offline. Then you start operating from survival mode. You stop thinking and you start reacting. And this is what we see pretty much nowadays everywhere. So the next time, guys, when you feel overwhelmed, don't blame yourself. Just notice, is it your amygdala operating or you want prefrontal cortex to operate? Now, the big question is that now that we know prefrontal cortex does all the big planning CEO stuff for us. And ideally, that should be the one leading us. So how to get back your CEO online and quieten your amygdala? The answer to that question is awareness. Yes, awareness. But someone asked me the other day, is there like a click of a button that we can do this? Like, how can we really calm down our system? The good news is there is an SOS button for our brain. And that's what we'll do here. So we're getting really practical here. We'll do it right now. And I call this SOS breath technique. We've been talking a lot about brain. Now let's get a brain a break. So you guys ready for it? Yes? Yes? Great. Okay. So the code to remember here is 426. Some of you probably might know this trick already, so please bear with me as we do this for others. It's a very simple but very, very powerful trick. The secret here is to remember that through this technique, what we're going to do is we're going to calm our body. And that, in turns, calm your brain. That's the magic mantra. All right? So guys, I want you to close your eyes and inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to hold for 2. 1, 2. And you're going to exhale longer for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can repeat that. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. And exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. You might want to do it 3 times or 5 times when needed. What it does is, the longer exhales tells your body, I am safe. And if possible, have a sip of water. That's it. You're grounded. And you'll notice something powerful. Your shoulders will drop a little. Your heartbeat, that will get slower. Your mind will feel a bit quieter. That's the magic of this breath. So guys, you don't need a calm space of 10 minutes of meditation when you need centering. But just 3 conscious breaths is enough to bring you back to center. Isn't that so simple? Give it a try next time. I'm sure you'll feel a big difference right away. And the more you do it, even 3 times a day, you'll start to feel a real shift in your energy. Guys, this is not rocket science. This is pure body science. What we are doing here is we are just bringing back our PFC online. Remember prefrontal cortex, by activating our vagus nerve that connects from the brain to our gut. That's what we are doing. With that, I'm taking this opportunity to give you a quick SOS reset toolkit that has helped so many people. So you might want to take a picture here. And this is all science-backed hacks to calm your agitated nervous system. The first one is 426. We've just done that, which is the number 1 trick to really calm down your body when you need that centering. The second one is physiological sigh. That's again, the idea is to have a longer exhale. So you're going to do quick sniffing and you do a long exhale. That's your body's built-in reset button. You might want to do it 5 to 7 times. That's it. The third one you see is a butterfly tap. What you do is you cross your arms and you gently pat on your shoulders, right, left, right, left, right, left. It's that same comforting rhythm our moms used to calm us down with when we were babies and kiddos. That's a quiet reminder to us that we are safe. This is, again, one of my favorites as well. Fourth one is name it to tame it. So what you do here is you just label what you're feeling in midst of stress. I am stressed or I'm anxious. Guys, just by naming the emotion, what you're doing is you're activating your thinking brain, which is your prefrontal cortex. And that's why people say journaling works wonders. The moment you start writing, you shift from amygdala to your PFC. The fifth one you see is the grounding technique. Very powerful again. What you do here basically is you notice 5 things, you touch 4, you hear 3, you smell 2, and you taste 1 thing in your environment right there when you need centering. This is, again, we are disengaging our amygdala and engaging our PFC for us to think better. And the 6th one is cold splash, or humming, or singing, or chanting. So when you hum, or sing, or chant, basically the vibration in your throat, that activates your vagus nerve, which connects from the brainstem through your throat, lungs, heart, till your gut. So with that vibration of humming, we are activating our vagus nerve, which is your body's main calm switch. And this triggers your parasympathetic nervous system, telling it to rest and digest, and it relaxes your body. So guys, next time your mind starts to spiral, don't push through, because the idea here is you need to calm down your body first, and your brain, your mind will follow it. With that, I'm bringing you to an interesting slide. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Ready for some little fun? Quick question. Who here would say yes if someone offered you a $1 million check right now? Come on, I know some of you hadn't had your cup of coffee yet, but even half awake, I would always say yes, isn't it? All right, without much ado, let me break this. This is a story of a man called Ryan, who's sitting here. So he was sitting on a park bench outside the hospital, completely defeated. He lost everything. As you can see, he's sad, depressed, his business, his confidence, his sense of hope. He lost everything. An elderly gentleman was sitting nearby. He walks over to him and said, "You look troubled, my friend. What's wrong?" Ryan looked up and said, "I've failed. I'm in debt. I nearly lost $1 million. My life feels sucks. My life is over. And I don't want to live anymore." The old man smiles and pulls out a checkbook and write him a check of $1 million. And then he says, "Take it. Use it well. Meet me next year when you feel better, when things have turned around. You can return it to me. And before Ryan could say anything, this man walked away. So Ryan was happy and chirpy. He was going home, feeling alive, energized, but he felt he doesn't want to cash this check. Something within him shifts. Now he wants to work with a lot more focus, life energy, vigor, confidence, and a belief. You know what changed with him? Now he has that support of 1 million cash. And it's no wonders his life started to change. A year later, he's back to the same park. Now this time, successful, debt-free, grateful, waiting to find this old man and return that check. So he looks around, but can't find him anywhere. No. He's not God. You might be thinking in your head, he wasn't God, definitely. Just then, a nurse walks up to him and asked, "Excuse me, have you seen an old man around here? Gray hair, very kind smile, always carrying a checkbook. And he sometimes tells people he's Andrew Carnegie, who was one of the richest men back then in Americas." Ryan froze. He looks down at the check in his hand and realized something powerful. It was never about the money, because that was a fake check. It was about that belief that he could rebuild his life. And that changed everything for him. It's mindset. It's not money that transforms your life. Because once you shift the story inside your head, remember the slide, the equation, the meaning, the choice that we attached with an event, that changes everything for you. Fascinating, isn't it? This is one of my favorite stories, and I thought I should share this evening. With that, we come already to a second phase, which is manifest. We're going to learn about energy, passions, and a little bit more about alignment. All right, so very quick question again. Have you ever noticed how you feel on your birthdays or a day that's really special for you? You wake up excited, isn't it? You're buzzing with energy. You can do so many things and not feel tired, right? Now, here's the funny thing. Nothing changed that day in your diet, your sleep, your schedule. But what changed was the energy source. And that's what passion does. When you do things that lifts you up, you feel energized, you feel alive. Folks, burnout isn't about low energy as we think about it, but it's about putting your energy into wrong things. So instead of asking, why am I so exhausted? Try asking, what makes me feel more alive? And that's your renewable energy source. That's passion. It's quiet, it's steady, and it keeps you going even on your busiest of days. Research from Gallup shows this, that people who align their passion with values, they feel twice as fulfilled. Not because they work any harder, but because they work from what fuels them. Now, isn't that powerful? Astonishing. These are those small little truths that changed my life. So friends, I bought this slide because, someone recently asked me, it's interesting you talk about passions. So what's the difference between hobby and passion? And honestly, I think it's a very good question. So let's make it simple for you. Hobby is like your coffee break. Nice, refreshing, but short term. Gives you a boost, definitely, but it doesn't fuel you for long. Whereas passion, on the other hand, is like your oxygen. You can't go too long without it. Hobby is something that you do. It's fun, it's external, but you might want to give it a skip as well. It's optional. But passion, that's who you are. It's inner, it's essential, and you feel like going deeper into things that you're passionate about. It's what you do when no one is watching. No one is clapping for you. Doesn't matter at all. So you can skip a hobby for weeks and it's fine. But you go too long without passion, you feel something is missing inside. Now that's the big difference. Hobbies are like your break. With passion, that gives you life. All right. So who's here to find their passion? Share some emojis, guys. I need some energy here. Yeah? All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a very quick reflection I call 10 sparks to one flame. It's a simple way to see what truly lights you up from within. But do this when you're calm, centered, and grounded. So what you're going to do is you take a piece of paper, yeah? And the prompt here to use is, my life feels ideal when. Going to write 10 things that sparks joy, excitement, and a deep curiosity in you. So write down 10 such activities that really lights you up. You could be anything like helping others, creating, traveling, teaching, designing, painting, cooking, makeup, anything, singing, dancing, anything that makes you feel alive. Now, quick test for you if you're confused there. Ask yourself, can I do this for hours and still feel energized? You might love trekking, but can you do that for 8 hours constantly each day? If the answer is yes, then that's your passion. But if the answer is no, that's probably a hobby. Because passion is what you can do even when you're tired. Like for me, it's coaching, it's learning. So even after long days or feeling sick and tired, I can dive into these two things for hours and feel energized, feel charged up. That's when you know it's your thing. So write those 10 activities with that sense, with that prompt sentence. My life feels ideal when I am. The next step is you're going to circle to your top 5 and strike all the rest 5. Step 3 is narrow that list to your top 3. And this is what I call, this is who I am. And your step 4, you strike the rest 2 and you pick up your number 1 flame. That's your core fuel. And here's the magic. When you build your days around that one flame, you're not chasing energy, you're creating it. Making sense? So after this session, you might want to deep dive and use this prompt and check, what are your sparks? What truly makes you come alive? Guys, this might take you weeks because it's not that easy 10-minute job. So you might want to revisit the list over the next few days. All right, now that you've found your sparks, let's talk about what turns them into alignment. Guys, passion gives you direction. It shows what you love. But your alignment, that gives you impact. It's when what you love that starts to create some change and impact. And it's that beautiful flow where your values and passions and actions all come together. So what you do, how you do, and why you do, all that line up. Think of it in a way that passion is your compass and alignment is your path. And when those two meet, purpose truly comes alive. But here's a common myth. Purpose is not only found in big goals. It lives in your everyday choices. Yes. It's how you show up. It's how you help, how you express what you love. And that's what I call purpose in action. And that's what my IMR journey is all about, helping you realign from within, with your passions, with your purpose, with your values. I'll explain to you that in a minute. So if you truly, truly want to start transforming your life, try this simple practice for next 21 days. Download any habit tracker app. I've done this, and so many of people that I've worked with have also done this, and this works 100%. Give it a shot. So download your habit tracker app, anything that you can find, or simply just put a reminder on your phone, say around 9:30 or 10:30, whatever time you sleep for that. And every night, take 30 seconds to ask yourself one question. How did I feel most of the day today? I repeat, how did I feel most of the day today? That's it. No journaling, no overthinking, just awareness. Because that moment of noticing, that's where your transformation begins. It's all about that awareness. And guys, your dominant feeling through the day shows your level of alignment in your life. So if you felt rushed and drained, you know for sure something is off in your life. But if you feel calm, present, and alive, you are in flow. So do this for 21 days. All it takes is just 15 seconds or 10 seconds and watch your patterns. Because you can't change what you don't notice. So the trick here is to first notice how you feel. Making sense so far? All right. This very slide, guys, will change your life right now if you start doing it from day one. Trust me on this. I've done it, like I said, others have done it, and it's like no going back. That's how beautiful this journey is. Who wants to be the creator of your own life? Raise up your hands. Come on. Yes? Great. I see those emojis. Love that. Great. We have some energy here. All right. So this is again a very simple one, but magical one. It'll shift your life immediately. Like I said, for the next 21 days, you tune into how you feel. Each morning or night, you will ask the second question. What emotions do I want to experience more of today? I repeat that. What emotions do I want to experience more of today? Maybe it's gratitude for you, or maybe it's love. Maybe it's abundance, or a feeling of growth. It could be you want to learn, or serving. Any emotion that comes to your mind and that matters to you, pick that up and then act on them. Yes, act on them. You know why? Because there's science behind it. Emotions grow stronger when you live them. Now, this might be a little complex to understand, but let me explain this using my own example, and you will see what I meant. So I want to feel gratitude in the day about my life. So what I'm doing is I start my mornings counting what I'm thankful for. So the moment I do that, it's a tick emotion for me. I want to feel love. So I start my day with some self-love. I spend time with myself. And then I have my breakfast with my husband. Spend time with my daughter. Call my parents first thing in the morning. So my love emotion is also a tick. Growth matters to me as a value. So I learn something new each day. I love learning. So that's a tick again. And what I realized is I love to serve. That makes me feel fulfilled. And for me, meaning of service is about giving back. So I do that through coaching, free sessions, even a post on social media that helps someone out there. That's how I serve. That's another tick for me. So in a day when I live, gratitude tick, love tick, growth tick, service tick. That's the magic. When you start living your emotions consciously, you stop waiting for happiness because now you're creating it. You're no longer reacting to life because you are designing it. And guys, from that day onwards, you become the creator of your life. Now that's immensely powerful if you can understand. You're not waiting for anyone to give you that magic or change your life with a magic wand. You are self-creating those emotions through the actions. That's the power we have as humans. Your mind works like a soil. So whatever you plant and water, that's what grows. So if you keep repeating thoughts like, I'm not ready, I'm not enough, those are the weeds. And weeds, they choke growth. But the good news here is God has given us superpower in our brains, and that's called neuroplasticity, which means you can rewire your brain. You can grow new patterns. You can grow new beliefs, new possibilities. So the next time you catch a weed or weed thought, replace it with a flower immediately. Because every time you do that, you're reshaping your brain. And that's where transformation begins. It's like your inner voice now will start supporting your growth outwards. How powerful is that? So far loving it? Yes? All right. I see some raised hands. Maybe we'll take questions in some time as we finish these slides. All right. We all have been sitting for a while here. Some of you might be feeling tired after a long day. So let's shift your energy fast. Guys, I love giving hacks that are super easy, practical, and take just a few seconds. It's funny, most of us, we seek vacations, but all you need to be centered and be alive, again, is just some presence. So these tiny resets in a day will help you come to center. So here's what you do. You might want to just stretch, lift your arms, open your chest, and let that tension move. Exhale a big breath out. Let it go. And remember that activates your vagus nerve. Might want to smile. Even a small one change will change your brain chemistry. The smile that releases your feel-good neurochemicals. You want to sip some water? I have it here all the time. That's your brain's reset button. And you might want to just put a hand on your heart. All it takes a second to reconnect with yourself. Like Amir Khan said in Three Idiots, right? All is well, all is well. You say that 3 times with a smile. That's it. You're centered. So try this 3 times a day, and I bet you your mornings, your midday, your evenings will change. You'll be amazed how your energy can shift. Because energy, interestingly, doesn't come from doing more. It comes from reconnecting with yourself. That's the trick. With that, we are here, the last stretch, where all this comes together. We've talked about awareness, mindset, alignment, energy, and it all leads to living and leading sustainably. So here are the 5 truths that you might want to take away. Burnout is equal to misalignment. So you guys don't burn out because you are weak. You guys burn out because you're misaligned. Your actions and your values, they are out of sync. Your body keeps the score. Your body never lies. So whatever tension, fatigue, restlessness you are feeling, that's a feedback. Don't ignore it. Your inner voice, that creates culture. So how you speak to yourself, your self-talk, that shapes your actions. And that energy, that flows into how you lead others. And remember, passion is equal to renewable energy. So when your work connects with what energizes you, what you care about, you stop chasing energy because now you're generating it. And we move from awareness to alignment to calm power. That's the flow. So when you're aware, you realign. When you realign, you rise from burnout to breakthrough. So if there is one takeaway from today, it's that you don't need to do more to lead better as leaders. You just need to be more aligned. Because when you're aligned, your energy, your clarity, and impact all multiply naturally. With that, let me quickly take you through what my framework is. It's called IMR, Identify, Manifest, and Rise, deeply rooted in neuroscience, human psychology, and ancient science. 3 powerful pillars that help you move from burnout to breakthrough. This journey helps you come out of your survival mode and create a life of clarity, flow, and fulfillment. This is where it all begins, with the first stage where we identify patterns, what triggers you, what trains you, what lifts you up. It's about shifting from confusion to clarity, from autopilot mode that we just learned to awareness. When you start noticing your reactions and emotions, your life naturally feels calmer, quieter, more clear, and more conscious. That's the first big step. And like I've said multiple times, you can't change what you can't see. Once you've built that awareness, we move into second phase, which is alignment. This is where we start creating that flow. What you manifest begins to shape your reality. Like in ancient time, this was simply a way of living, how great masters and leaders could manifest with ease. So what we do here is we create shifts, micro shifts, habits, and build a mindset that supports who you truly want to become. Because when your alignment happens, guys, that's when your energy stops leaking. And you suddenly feel more intentional, more balanced and focused. And the final phase is all about living what you've learned, embodying your purpose in everyday life. That shifts from burnout to fulfillment. Your doubt will convert to confidence. You're now not surviving, but truly thriving in all areas, be it career, be it finance, relationship, or your health. Here we anchor everything into your daily rhythm, how you lead, how you decide, how you show up, because that's how transformation lasts. So this is a 12 weeks journey where everything shifts. You feel calmer, clearer, more confident. You show up differently for yourself and everyone around you as leader, and in your relationship for that matter. You wake up with energy and purpose, not because life got any easier with you, but because you've gotten aligned. And that's the real journey from burnout to balance. So guys, if this resonated with you, you might want to connect with me on LinkedIn. You can scan the barcode here or write to me at reachswimita@gmail.com. And that's my last slide. I want to end today with life's simple truth. A lot of people in this journey have asked me this question: what is purpose of life? And with my years of research into spirituality, human psychology, neuroscience, I've learned one thing. Purpose of life is to constantly evolve, to grow, to expand, and to discover your superpowers. We're all here to live as better peoples than we have arrived. That's why we face challenges, the ups and lows of life. Guys, they are not punishments. They are here to transform us, to better us. And we are the creators of our life. And the moment you truly understand that, everything begins to shift. Because every 1,000-mile journey, that starts with one simple, small step that you might want to take today. Wherever you are, whatever you feel comfortable with, take that small step towards bettering your life. That step with awareness, with courage, and trusting the process. Because that's how growth becomes grace. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being patient. I hope this was meaningful and useful to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing comments. I love that. Thank you very much.